This is a basic conceptual plan of the reclamation. It shows where it'll go and how big it'll be. According to the Chief Minister, almost as big as half of the whole East Side project. The developer of the East Side, TNG Global Foundation, will pay for this reclamation in return for 40% of it. The other 60% will be the government's. The Chief Minister said the government's part would be approximately 1.5 times the size of Harbour Views.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing not just the land appear, which is always something that I think we Gibraltarians find fascinating when we actually see the land come up. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the houses being built that will enable young Gibraltarians to start their families and will continue to allow Gibraltar to thrive and grow.
And this is necessarily a long-term project.
This is necessarily a long-term project, but I think that in the context of the timing that we're looking at here, I would expect that we would have finished the reclamation within the next 12 to 15 months, and that we will be able to start the process of building in between 12 to 18 months from now, and that you will be seeing the first homes being delivered in the 24 months after the reclamation is ready. So that's the timeline that I'm setting out. It's an ambitious timeline.
You've called that timeline ambitious. I'm preempting some of our listeners, thinking that they might think it's overly optimistic given the delays that sometimes happen with large development projects, including government projects.
Well, you would be absolutely right if we were dealing with a piece of land which required that horrible thing called relocations. Nothing makes the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of Gibraltar shiver more than the concept of having to relocate someone on a piece of established land, because that takes forever. Gibraltar's like a Rubik's Cube when you have to relocate someone. We haven't got to relocate people from here because this is a piece of sea that we're going to turn into land. And of course, the other thing that has delayed us in the past has been the pandemic.
The land created at no cost to the government. What does TNG Global Foundation get in return exactly?
As our press release says, a share of the land will be given to TNG Global as payment for the creation of the land. This is the mechanism that we were looking to employ at Victoria Keys. We then didn't employ it at Victoria Keys. We're looking at a different way of dealing with those issues now. But this is the TNG Foundation owning the rubble mounting on the east side and an element of the stone necessary for revetment, being able to provide that, being able to take all of the responsibility for all of the cost of the reclamation, which would be in the very many millions of pounds, and they would therefore take land in exchange for creating the reclamation. But the lion's share of the land, 60% of the land, is retained by the government and it's on a plot like that, it's the lion's share, and that's retained by the government for affordable housing.
Okay, the government homes, how many are you hoping to create?
Well over 1,000. I can't tell you exactly how many, but it'll be well over 1,000 homes in that area, principally affordable homes. Potentially also some of the rental homes will go there too.
And the affordable homes would be offered on a 50-50 basis?
Well, we have that model of 50 plus. In other words, you can buy 50% or you can buy 60% or 70%, whatever you decide that you can afford, or you can buy 100% if you wish. And if you buy 100%, you get a different type of lease.
Of the listeners who wrote in, some saw value in building these new homes. Others questioned the impact the project would have on those already living in the area.
This is an excellent opportunity to provide more affordable homes. It is wrong to say that this is crazy. This is actually part of delivering the plan that was commenced in 1988, which goes to the end of the Western Arm and then makes other provision for continuing port services elsewhere. You have no right to a view. There's no such thing as a right to a view. If you have a view today, you may lose it tomorrow. But you have to understand that communities have to develop and countries have to grow. And we have many more Gibraltarians than we used to have. There are people who want homes, and we have to be able to provide those homes. And I want to provide them in Gibraltar.
The Chief Minister said this planned reclamation is necessary to break the back of the housing problem Gibraltar has had for so many years.